Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we'll explore a shocking and extraordinary phenomenon sweeping across Iran and beyond. A mass spiritual transformation that has sparked widespread conversation and controversy. With over 1 million Muslims reportedly converting to Christianity, we'll uncover the stories, reasons, and profound implications of this movement. Stay with us as we dive into this captivating topic that is reshaping the spiritual landscape in unexpected ways. Iran, a nation deeply rooted in Islamic tradition and governance, has long been regarded as one of the strongholds of the Muslim world. The intertwining of religion and state has shaped its society, laws, and cultural identity for decades. Islam is not just a personal faith in Iran, it is a foundation of its political and legal systems, as well as a critical marker of national identity and faith. However, recent years have witnessed a remarkable and unexpected trend. An increasing number of Iranians are abandoning Islam in favor of Christianity. This shift has raised eyebrows globally and struck a chord of unease among Iran's leadership, as it challenges not only the nation's religious identity, but also its socio-political stability. Atirali Laysat. To understand the significance of this phenomenon, one must first delve into the environment in which these conversions are taking place. Iran operates under a strict theocratic regime, where Shia Islam dominates every aspect of governance. Dissent from religious norms is met with severe repercussions, ranging from social ostracism to legal punishment, including imprisonment or even execution in extreme cases. The Iranian constitution, while recognizing some minority religions like Zoroastrianism, Judaism, and Christianity, affords these groups limited freedoms. Conversion from Islam, however, is considered apostasy, a grave offense in the eyes of the state. While among people who conform to Islam, yet despite these dire consequences, the number of conversions to Christianity has surged. This shift cannot be explained by simple rebellion or dissatisfaction. It represents a profound spiritual and ideological transformation. Many Iranians, particularly the younger generation, have become disillusioned with the rigid and putative interpretation of Islam enforced by the state. This disillusionment often stems from political corruption, economic hardship, and perceived hypocrisy among religious leaders who live in luxury while preaching austerity and moral discipline to the masses. Additionally, access to uncensored information through satellite television, the internet, and social media has played a pivotal role in exposing Iranians to alternative perspectives on faith. Christian television programs broadcast in Farsi, online sermons, and digital copies of the Bible have become gateways for those seeking answers outside of the Islamic framework. These platforms have created a space where individuals can explore Christianity in the privacy of their homes, away from the watchful eyes of the authorities. The rapid spread of the underground church movement is another critical factor driving this phenomenon. Unlike traditional Christian denominations with established institutions, these underground churches are informal and decentralized, often meeting in secret locations such as private homes or secluded areas. These gatherings are marked by a profound sense of community, support, and solidarity, which many find deeply moving, compared to the formal and hierarchical structure of traditional Islamic worship in Iran. Leaders of these underground churches often emerge from within the community itself, providing a relatable and inspiring model of faith for new converts. Many of these leaders were once Muslims who experienced personal revelations or miracles that led them to Christianity. Their stories resonate deeply with others who are questioning their own faith and searching for something more meaningful. Moreover, the underground church movement is characterized by an intense focus on personal connection with God, a concept that many feel is absent in their experience of Islam. In contrast to the prescriptive rituals of Islamic prayer, the Christian emphasis on grace, forgiveness, and an intimate relationship with Jesus Christ provides a sense of hope and liberation that is deeply attractive to their circumstances. These underground churches also offer practical support, including emotional and financial assistance, creating a network of care that is particularly crucial in a country facing economic and social turmoil. The expansion of these churches is facilitated by technology. Encrypted messaging apps like Telegram and WhatsApp are used to coordinate meetings and share religious materials without attracting the attention of the authorities. Online resources, including Christian podcasts and digital Bible study groups, allow individuals to grow in their faith and connect with like-minded believers, even if they cannot physically attend gatherings. These tools have made it possible for the underground church to thrive despite constant threats of discovery and persecution. The commitment of these new Christian converts and underground church leaders is both inspiring and sobering. Many are willing to risk everything, their safety, their livelihoods, and even their lives, for the sake of their newfound faith. Their courage is a testament to the depth of their conviction and the transformative power of this spiritual awakening sweeping across Iran. It is a movement that is not only challenging the status quo, but also offering a glimpse of hope and change in a society yearning for freedom and renewal. The reasons behind the mass conversions from Islam to Christianity in Iran are complex and multifaceted, shaped by a blend of personal, societal, and spiritual factors. For many Iranians, this shift begins with a profound sense of dissatisfaction and disillusionment. Over the years, the intertwining of religion and politics has created a system where Islam, as practiced and enforced by the state, is often perceived as a tool of control rather than a source of spiritual enlightenment. For many Iranians, the transversation of personal faith and spiritual enlightenment has become a system with a violent oppression. This perception has been exacerbated by decades of economic mismanagement, political corruption, and social repression, all carried out under the banner of Islamic governance. For younger Iranians, this disillusionment often takes root in their personal experiences with the rigid expectations of religious life. Many feel that their spiritual needs are not met by the prescribed practices of Islam, which they see as focused on external rituals rather than internal transformation. The emphasis on strict adherence to rules, often enforced through fear of punishment, creates a sense of distance between the individual and God. This environment fosters a deep longing for a faith that feels more personal, compassionate, and liberating. Christianity, as presented through underground movements and external influences, offers a stark contrast to this experience. At its core, Christianity emphasizes grace, unconditional love, and a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. These themes resonate deeply with those who feel burdened by the weight of societal expectations and religious obligations. For many, the concept of forgiveness, both divine and interpersonal, is particularly powerful, offering a sense of release and hope that stands in opposition to the punitive aspects of their previous religious experiences. Stories of miracles and personal transformations play a significant role in this shift. Many converts recount experiencing dreams or visions of Jesus, which they interpret as direct divine interventions. These accounts, often shared in underground church gatherings or through digital platforms, create a compelling narrative that inspires others to explore Christianity. Honor, the sense that they are part of something larger, a movement led by divine guidance, gives these new believers courage to face the risks associated with conversion. The role of media cannot be overstated. Christian television channels, online sermons, and social media platforms have become critical tools for spreading the message of Christianity to Iranians. These mediums often feature content specifically tailored for Farsi-speaking audiences. By making Christianity accessible and relatable, these channels have become a lifeline for those seeking an alternative to Islam. And that's what the discipline has. Moreover, the communal aspect of Christianity, as practiced in underground churches, provides a powerful sense of belonging. For many converts, these communities become a source of emotional and practical support, helping them navigate the challenges of life in a repressive society. The focus on unity and mutual care within these groups stands in stark contrast to the alienation and fear many feel under the current regime. This sense of connection and solidarity is often a deciding factor for those considering conversion. The Iranian government has reacted to this growing movement with a mix of alarm and aggression. Religious authorities view these conversions as an existential threat to the Islamic identity of the nation, and their response has been swift and severe. Crackdowns on underground churches have intensified, with reports of raids, arrests, and harassment of those suspected of being involved in Christian activities. Converts in particular face harsh consequences, as apostasy is considered a serious crime in Iran. This has created an environment of fear and secrecy, where practicing Christianity requires constant vigilance. Jeremiah's state-controlled media have also launched propaganda campaigns aimed at discrediting Christianity and discouraging conversions. These efforts often portray Christianity as a foreign import designed to undermine Iranian culture and sovereignty. By framing the issue in terms of nationalism, the government seeks to rally public opinion against the movement. However, these tactics have met with limited success, as many Iranians are deeply skeptical of government narratives. Despite these efforts, the government's crackdown has not stopped the spread of Christianity. If anything, it has drawn more attention to the movement, leading some to question why the authorities are so threatened by it. This unintended consequence highlights the limitations of a purely repressive approach, as it fails to address the underlying reasons for the disillusionment driving these conversions. The societal reaction to this phenomenon is equally complex. Within Iranian society, opinions about conversion vary widely. Some view it as a courageous act of defiance against an oppressive regime, while others see it as a betrayal of their cultural and religious heritage. These conflicting views have sparked debates about religious freedom, the role of faith in public life, and the future of Iran's identity as a nation. The growing number of converts has also created new challenges for Iranian Christians, who must navigate their faith in a hostile environment. Many face isolation from their families and communities, who may view their conversion as a shameful act. Yet, despite these challenges, the movement continues to grow, fueled by the determination of its members and the resilience of their faith. The government's response, characterized by fear and aggression, underscores the transformative power of this movement. By challenging the status quo, these converts and underground church communities are not only redefining their own lives, but also reshaping the spiritual landscape of Iran. Their courage and conviction serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring human desire for freedom and meaning, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. The Jesuit officer in Africanian swag remained. The mass conversions from Islam to Christianity in Iran are not just a domestic issue confined to the borders of the country. This remarkable spiritual transformation is having ripple effects across the globe, influencing religious dynamics, international relations, and perceptions of faith and freedom in profound ways. One of the most immediate global implications is the heightened focus on religious freedom. Iran's conversion wave has drawn attention to the plight of persecuted Christians within its borders, and more broadly, to issues of religious tolerance and human rights in the region. International organizations, advocacy groups, and governments around the world are now placing greater emphasis on monitoring and addressing these challenges. Reports of arrests, torture, and even executions of converts have become a rallying cry for activists campaigning for greater freedom of belief. This movement has led to increased pressure on Iran from international bodies, such as the United Nations and the European Union, to adhere to human rights standards and allow greater religious freedom. Another significant global impact is the role of Christian organizations and missionary groups. many of which have intensified their efforts to support the underground church in Iran. These organizations provide resources such as translated Bibles, educational materials, and online support networks that enable Iranian Christians to deepen their faith and stay connected with the global Christian community. The success of these efforts has become a case study in the power of modern technology to bypass state censorship and oppression, demonstrating how faith can transcend borders and barriers. The rise of Christianity in Iran is also reshaping the global narrative around the relationship between Islam and Christianity. Historically, these two faiths have often been portrayed in opposition to one another, with conversion viewed as a contentious and sensitive issue. However, the stories emerging from Iran highlight a different perspective, one of personal spiritual journeys and the universal human desire for connection with the divine. These stories challenge stereotypes and foster dialogue between people of different faiths, encouraging a more nuanced understanding of religious identity and transformation. On a geopolitical level, this phenomenon is influencing Iran's relationships with other nations, particularly those with significant Christian populations. Western nations, especially the United States, have taken a keen interest in the plight of Iranian Christians, incorporating religious freedom into their broader discussions about diplomacy and sanctions. This focus has added a moral dimension to international negotiations, with many Western leaders framing their engagement with Iran as not only a political or economic matter, but also a moral responsibility to protect vulnerable populations. Iran's leadership is acutely aware of the international attention generated by these conversions and has responded by attempting to frame the issue as a foreign conspiracy. State officials often accuse Western governments and Christian organizations of using religion as a tool to undermine the Islamic Republic. This narrative is intended to rally domestic support and portray the regime as a defender of Iranian culture and sovereignty. However, such rhetoric often backfires, as it fails to address the underlying reasons for the conversions and instead highlights the government's insecurity about its ability to maintain ideological control. The spiritual awakening in Iran is also prompting reflection within the global Christian community. For many Christians worldwide, the courage and resilience of Iranian converts serve as an inspiration and a reminder of the costs and commitments of faith. Stories of underground church members risking their lives to worship have sparked renewed interest in global missions and a greater appreciation for the freedoms enjoyed in countries where religious practice is protected. This sense of solidarity has led to increased funding and support for ministries focused on the Middle East, as well as a deeper awareness of the challenges faced by believers in hostile environments. Additionally, the conversions in Iran have sparked conversations about the future of Christianity and Islam in the region. While Christianity has historically been a minority faith in the Middle East, the rise of underground churches in Iran suggests a potential shift in the religious landscape. This trend challenges assumptions about the permanence of Islam's dominance in the region and raises questions about the potential for pluralism and diversity in Middle Eastern societies. For the broader Islamic world, the situation in Iran serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of intertwining religion and state. Many Muslims in other countries are observing the events in Iran with a mix of concern and introspection, considering how rigid interpretations of faith and authoritarian enforcement can lead to alienation and disillusionment. This reflection could inspire more moderate approaches to governance and religion in other Islamic nations, fostering environments where faith is a personal choice rather than a state-imposed obligation. The cultural impact of this movement cannot be overlooked either. Iranian converts are producing literature, music, and other forms of art that reflect their spiritual journeys and newfound faith. These creative expressions are beginning to resonate with audiences beyond Iran, offering a glimpse into the transformative power of faith and the resilience of the human spirit. By sharing their experiences through these mediums, Iranian Christians are contributing to a global conversation about identity, freedom, and hope. Finally, the movement's resilience in the face of adversity sends a powerful message about the universality of faith and the enduring human capacity for transformation. It challenges assumptions about the immutability of religious and cultural identities, demonstrating that even in the most restrictive environments, individuals can and do seek out new paths to meaning and fulfillment. This phenomenon is a testament to the idea that faith is not bound by geography, politics, or tradition. It is a deeply personal and dynamic journey that continues to reshape lives and societies around the world.